Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your Uncle Oski here. Let's go for another walk today. Unless you're living under a rock or watching, really, 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 really propagandized news, which, here in the U.S., most of it is, you know, uh, just by taking a look around you or looking at the state of your bills, the state of your bank account, I think you can tell that economics-wise, we're not doing so well right now. The economy for the average person is dookie. It's dog water. It's ass. It sucks, right? If you're super rich, part of the 10 to 1%, rocking dad's credit card or exploiting the exploiting the rest of us, you're probably not doing so well. And on an individual level, like as a single person, there's really not much you can do to change the greater economic situation. Our power comes from a collective, right? Like if we were to come together, and start really forcing these corporations and our politicians to actually service us, that's a different thing, right? But you, as a single person, as one person, I, as one person, can't really do much to change the greater economy. All right. But you know what it is that we can do? What we can do is implement changes or lifestyle choices that can help, ease the financial burden a bit. Um, and I'm not saying like we can, uh, totally fix all the problems we have because I mean, like, listen, like I said before, we're not going to be the ones, on an individual level. We're not going to be able to bring our rents down. We're not going to be able to bring our utility costs down and all that stuff, right? Yada yada. Um, but one thing I've noticed that really, really, really drags people down when it comes to uh, when it comes to finance, is this obsession with getting the newest thing. Getting the latest and greatest. Like, we need to understand, right? Like, getting new things is awesome. Like, we all like to, we all work so hard for our money. And like, we want to be able to buy the things we want with our money and not have it all, sink into just, surviving. But, there are times in our lives where the economy and our situation just really doesn't call for that. Um, and right now it's kind of one of those times where, like, we have new stuff coming out every day, from technology to, to travel things. Just all this crap is always being pushed out and shoved onto us to buy, right? But here's a couple of things that I found that I've while I'm not the best financially, I'm not sitting here as like a guru of finance, right? Like I still make my own mistakes, but something that I've always kind of lived my life by um, is not buying these super new things all the time. Like, and I feel like this is a part of, I feel like part of it is just because, I grew up poor, son of two immigrants. Trust me, we were not living luxuriously here, so I was always okay with just having enough. Uh, but as you'll see as I start to talk, like there are certain things where I do fold when it comes to new things, right? So, first thing I really wanted to talk about were new phones, right? New phones come out every year. And the amount of people I know in my life and just see throughout social media buying a new phone every year is unreal, dude. Like, we're talking about $1,000 phones here. Like, what? Why? It's one thing like if you haven't gotten a new phone in 2 3 years, because we know that with phones there's planned obsolescence. Like there are times where like you can't get around getting a new phone because it's literally not meant to last as long as you want it to sometimes, right? So in that situation, that's pretty understandable. But like I'm seeing people here like as soon as the new iPhone comes out, dude, they're there day one trying to get it, and that's another grand that you're trying to spend a phone that's pretty much the same as last year. Like, I recently I got a Pixel 7 Pro about 3 years ago when it first came out, and this is the first phone I've ever had that's been over $1,000, I would say. And recently, I just got the Pixel 10 Pro, and the only reason I got that was because my brother, whose phone plan I'm on, he switched phone carriers, so we got a pretty sweet deal on these new phones. And like, my old phone, while it was starting to show its age, like, I was still rocking that bitch. Like, I was rocking that shit. I was not planning on replacing it anytime soon. And what I've noticed is, I mean, the UI is pretty much the same on this thing. Like there's a 3 years difference here from the 7 Pro to the 10 Pro. It's pretty much the same phone. I mean, the camera is definitely a lot better, for sure. I mean, as someone who likes, taking photos and recording videos, the phone specs are awesome. But like, that's the only thing I would really say was worth the upgrade, and it's only worth it to me because I didn't have to pay for it. Like, dude, like if you're finding yourself in a situation where like you really need to cut back on things, when the new phone comes out this year, don't get it. Unless you really have to, do not get it. There's barely a difference, and it's just another expense that you don't need, right? Another thing I found, and this one's personal to me, because I was talking to a coworker, and I was telling him, like, dude, this year, in probably about 6 months, I'm going to finish off paying my car. I got a pre-owned 2020 Subaru Impreza back in 2021. And while I've loved my car. I love that thing. It's come in super clutch. It's cost me a lot of money. And it's a hassle to pay, $400 to $500 a month for this thing. But now that I'm about to finish off paying it, I'm super hyped because now I can actually get to enjoy the car without having to be reminded every month that I still owe a lot of money on this thing. And you know what the first thing this motherfucker said to me was? He said, "Oh, you're about to finish paying it off, so what are you going to get next?" Like, next? I was in there like, next? What do you mean I'm about to ride this thing off for the next 5 to 7 years? What are you talking about? What's next, dude? And I feel like that's because we've gotten so used to, like, as soon as we finish paying something off, we no longer kind of see the value of it and kind of, in our heads go, oh, well, if I finish paying it off after 5, 6 years, like, now it's old. And dude, let me tell you something, right? Unless you're a car guy or something like that, like, no one cares about your car. The only person that your car should be servicing is yourself for what you want from it. Like I unless you have a partner and you have kids, like, if you're a dad of 3 kids, like, trust me, your wife's gonna care if you get like a 2-seated, like, 1994 Honda Del Sol. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna care because you just fucked the whole family over with that thing. If you trade in your minivan for that thing. But besides that, like, no one really cares about what car you're driving. Like, I think what people have to realize here, right, is that no one really cares about each other. Like, I know that sounds super harsh, but like, dude, like, I don't look around to see what phone people are using. Besides like a quick second, I don't really care what car other people are driving, unless it's a super interesting car. But I mean, really, like, I don't care. And you know what? Most people don't care. People don't really care what you're rocking, man. Like, it's all personal. It's all up to you. Like, and I feel like we have this, I don't know if this is a social media thing, but people have such a like, I don't even know how to describe. It's like people are super self-conscious about the things that they have that other people can see. And like, dude, when finances are tough, when the economy's tough, dude, those things don't matter. What matters is survival. You know what I'm saying? And like you have to get it through your head that like people don't actually care about you. So like, don't worry about buying things that are gonna like impress other people, because truthfully, they don't care about you enough to be impressed. You know what I'm saying? Last thing here, and this one might be super niche, but I feel like makes total sense to me to include here, and that's gaming. Games. The gaming industry is making so much money, uh, and that's partially because that might be because whether it's FOMO, whether it's microtransactions, all that stuff. But dude, I I remember when the PS5 came out, everyone was obsessed with getting it, especially because it was super scarce, during those times, right? And it took me a year to get mine. And don't get me wrong, like if I could have gotten it earlier, I would have, right? But like now I have hit the point, right, where I'm looking at my finances and I'm like, I need more savings. I need more emergency funds. I need more cushion financially, right? And I felt this way for the last year. So me being an avid gamer and like, dude, I am a avid Nintendo guy. Hate the company, but good God, I love the IPs. I love the feeling of Nintendo games, yada yada, right? When I saw the Switch 2 come out, while I was hyped for it, I told myself in my head, I'm not going to get it because I don't have the money. Could I just flat out pay for it? I can. I have the savings to buy one. I have the wiggle room in my credit card to buy it, but like I have no reason to. I have no reason to buy it because I already have a PS5. I already have a gaming PC. Like, how much do you actually need? You know what I'm saying? And like, kind of going back to what I was talking about with the phones, dude, I know so many people who buy the new COD every year, who buy the new Madden every year, who buy the new FIFA every year. Like, dude, I haven't bought a new FIFA game probably in like 6 years because after a new one comes out, they throw the last one up for free on like PlayStation Store or something. Like, and every year is the same shit. It really is the same shit, man. Like, there's always going to be a new thing in gaming. And now that games cost $70, that new game that you want is going to cost you a lot more money now with taxes. Like we have to, like, I get it, man. I get it. Trust me. Games are one of my biggest escapes from reality. They really are. They're such a break. They're so much fun. But when you're in a tough financial situation, like, you can't afford to drop $400 to now, I guess, $700. I mean, how much is the PS5 Pro? I think that thing's like $750 or something. Like, you don't have the money to be dropping $400 to $750, $100 on new stuff, man. You don't. Not when you're trying to survive out here, man. Like, and I get it. Like, it's also like a communal thing, right? Like, all your friends get a new game, and you might want to play it with them, or if it's a single player, play it so you can talk about it with the boys. But you're gonna kind of have to eat that FOMO. If you're sitting there just like, man, I really don't know how I'm gonna be paying all these bills. Like, you cannot get the new COD, dude. You cannot get the new console. Like, if it's eating up your finances, don't get it. And like I said back in the beginning of this whole aimless rant, man, like, it's okay to want things. It's okay to want new things. It's okay to want to spend your money on the things that you actually want versus the things that you have to pay for just to survive. But when you crunch the numbers and you really start to see, like, it's hard to maintain my lifestyle, you have to start looking at your lifestyle and see what needs to change. If you're getting the new phone every year, don't get the new phone every year. If you're about to finish off paying your car, don't get another car because you're going to be stuck in another 7 to 8 years of financing that thing at this point, because these car companies, dude, they're not in the business of selling cars anymore, right? They're in the business of selling you a loan, right? You don't have to get the new COD every year, the new Madden. You don't have to get the new gaming console every time, especially if you're struggling. You really don't. you really don't. And the cost of all these things keep going up as you're getting paid less. If you don't need it, don't buy it. You know, like I really hate the term, no one wants to settle for less. But sometimes it's not about settling for less, it's settling for what you already have because you just don't need anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be doing a bad job of articulating that, but in times of financial stress, like, you really have to practice discipline here. You know, like I said, we're not going to be able to change broader economic situations on our own, but we can help ourselves here, right? We can contain ourselves. We can practice discipline, right? That's the most important takeaway for anyone watching this video that might be struggling with this is when it comes to buying new things, just be disciplined. Really weigh if you really need it or not, right? And really, really, really mull over whether wanting this thing, buying this thing, is worth the financial hit you're going to take. That's all I got for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, this is Oski. Can't wait for our next walk. Thanks. Bye.